Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Maureen and I make lifestyle content while living on Sanibel Island. So you probably clicked on this video because of the title, talking about preparing for a tropical storm, kind of what it's like going through it. So we're gonna start this vlog today. It is a Friday. We have recently been put under a tropical storm watch. We're technically in a state of emergency, but with that being said, the storm will probably come later this weekend. They're saying probably starts late Saturday evening. It's Friday now, going into Sunday. So we're gonna be expecting potentially a Cat 1 hurricane, but right now it's probably gonna be a tropical storm. So with that, we're just gonna prep a little bit. I don't need to evacuate for something like this, even though I live in a coastal community on an island. We're just gonna find other ways to prepare. So I thought I would take you along for that to kind of show you what exactly goes into that. If you are new here and you don't necessarily follow natural disasters, if you didn't already know, Sanibel went through a devastating Category 5 hurricane on September 28th, 2022, which is where I live. Lost almost everything in it. The whole island was underwater, lots of devastation. So we kind of view storms a little bit differently than maybe other areas might. So we're gonna start our hurricane prep. So with that being said, since this may be a Cat 1 when it hits us, we're not sure yet, just some different precautions. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to Ace Hardware. So I live in a brand new home that's higher and elevated. So before in Hurricane Ian, my house was much more susceptible to storms because I lived in a ground level. So I'm feeling a lot better about like this type of storm. So, but with that being said, I do need to get a shop vac like I was talking about, because I do get standing water on my lanai, so I'm gonna show you that. Since it's rainy season, hurricane season, we've had a lot of rain. I have a little bit of standing water from another storm the other day, so if I'm gonna be getting lots of rain, potential for several inches, I wanna make sure I have a better shop vac that can kind of suck that up so it's not getting damaged. So everything's looking pretty good so far. We did pick up some like gallons of water just in case. There is potential sometimes, because we live on an island, that we could lose electricity, but once again, it's not gonna be anything too major. It's not going to be like Hurricane Ian where we're out of power for weeks, months, depending on the status of your home. We may lose power for like a few hours or a day, so that's why we're getting water that we just picked up at the store to have for drinking water. But other than that, I'll just kind of show you what you do to kind of prepare for something where you're not evacuating, that's a little bit more mild in comparison to like a Cat 3 and above, which I can explain later. Molly just wanted to say hi, so here's a little dog update. She really likes to be in the camera, so she's enjoying herself. And of course, Murphy has to join too. Hey guys, so just went inside Ace Hardware. I was able to get a little shop vac, so that's just like the wet and dry shop vac, which will suck up all the water if I get any like on my lanai or things like that. They said it was a good thing I did come in today, because it's more than likely tomorrow, because people are getting prepared for the storm, that they will probably sell out in the morning. So I'm glad I went and got that. So I'll show you guys when I get home, but I did kind of show you a little shot in there as well of like what was up. So happy I picked that up. All right, we're back home and Murphy's patiently waiting for his dinner. So we'll probably catch up with you guys tomorrow on some more storm updates. Hi guys, so a little update. It's now Saturday right now, kind of the calm before the storm. It's bright and sunny out here. It's a Saturday afternoon, so we're just gonna run some errands like a normal day on a Saturday, which I'll take you guys along for. It looks like the storm is going more westward, so away from where we are. So we might still see obviously like the outer bands and things like that later on this evening into tomorrow, but time will tell. But until then, I do need to go off island and get a couple of things, including going to buy a rain jacket. I don't have one, so it'd be nice to have one of those for this weekend, just because I might have to take the dogs out in the rain. So we'll see, but I'll catch up with you guys soon. Okay guys, so we're now at the Miramar outlet, so that's in Estero, Florida. So I'm gonna try to get a jacket. It's very packed here. I've got about like an hour before it potentially starts to rain, but it's packed because it's back to school shopping, as well as in Florida we do have tax holidays, and that includes around like back to school time. So I think that's a lot of the reason as to why there's so many people here today. But I'm gonna try to get a jacket. I'll let you guys know, and then I think we have one more stop after that. So look forward to taking you along. All right, you guys, so finally made it back home. Took several hours and several different trips to different places to finally find a rain jacket, because I'm definitely going to need it. So I got one at Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's just like a long coat with a nice hood. from North Face, so excited about that because I'm definitely going to need it. So we're now officially in the outer band of the storm. So we're gonna be experiencing rain, it says, for 24 hours at least. So right now, I think we're in, let me check, because I get the updates and everything. We are in officially a tropical storm warning, storm surge watch, and flood watch. So it's just gonna be very rainy for the next at least day or so. So I think the biggest challenge for anything will be like standing water around here where I live, and then probably another challenge for me is making sure my dogs go, because they don't like to go out in the rain. So I think that'll be a big challenge, which is why I really needed that rain jacket today. So I'll keep you guys updated as to what else goes on the next 24 hours, but it's probably just gonna be more like staying in rainy day vibes. Hello you guys, it is now Sunday, so we are finally up. We decided to sleep in a little bit just because of the storm. So with that being said, we're all good here. We did not lose power. There are several areas on the island that have lost power this morning, so we're doing okay. Right now, I'm waiting to take the dogs out in between what's called squalls. I've heard some people say squalls as well, but I'm gonna say squalls. That's when there's like intensities in the storm. So there's been some like off and on intensities, meaning like really intense gusts of wind. So I'm kind of trying to wait to take the dogs out in that. But so far we're good. The storm is 140 miles off of the coast. So we're experiencing the outer bands, and we're on what's called the dirty side of the storm. So with that, there's been like tornadoes in different parts of Southwest Florida. So that's just something that we'll keep in mind today, but it's just really just kind of like a very rainy, windy day so far. So we're not going to experience the landfall. Apparently that's going to happen tomorrow up in what's called Big Bend area of Florida. So that's several hours away from where we live. So definitely prayers for that area. And where it's going to be last night, I don't know if I spoke to you guys after this, but it was known as what's called a tropical depression. And then once it takes a form, so it took form last night, it becomes a tropical storm. So this is now officially called Tropical Storm Debby, which we kind of knew that was going to happen. But just wanted to give you an update. I'm going to take the dogs out in a little bit, but we're doing good. It's just going to be a rainy day. All right, you guys, it's been a few hours since we last spoke. Had some different almost like whiteout conditions with the different gusts of wind and the storm. It's called training here when it just keeps kind of piling on one another. So we're now considered at high tide from 11 to 5, but I think we've hit the majority of it. So there's definitely like standing water and stuff on the islands. We're doing all right, although our power has flickered recently. So I'll keep you guys updated as to what that looks like. I'm gonna try to get the dogs out again. I mean, it's obviously still raining, but a little reprieve in comparison to almost whiteout wind conditions and rain. So we're gonna try to get them out and see how that goes. I'm looking at them right now. We'll see. But yeah, we're doing all right so far, but there's definitely a lot of flooding. There's been some tornadoes and stuff in Southwest Florida, but so far just rainy day. And where I live on the island, doing all right with the standing water and things like that. Hello you guys, so trying to do a little bit different of a setup. So as you guys can see, I've already had dinner. So it is now closer to 7 o'clock, a little after 7. So we've had like our 5 o'clock update and everything for the tropical storm. So at least where I live in Southwest Florida, most of the rain is stopping. It's mostly just windy outside, which is what I'm looking at the moment. We're kind of at the end of what we're going to experience here in Southwest Florida. It's definitely been a crazy day. Very thankful that I now live in a beautiful home that is much more hurricane resilient. So did okay today, just saturated grounds, but I know there's been a lot of flooding on the island. There's been a lot of standing water. I've just hunkered down at home today and just been with the dogs, keeping updates, doing computer work, things like that. I didn't lose any power, unlike some other areas, but just praying for all those affected by this storm. So I think most of our like tropical storm warnings, flood watches, etc. are going to like expire at 8 p.m. So that's like in another hour. So we're doing okay here. I did well, no damage to my property. I know there's a lot of properties around here that did experience that damage, so my heart goes out to them because I know exactly what that's like after going through Hurricane Ian. Okay, I'm watching on the TV as well the storm, so praying for all those in the path of Hurricane Debby. Right now it's a tropical storm, but overnight and into tomorrow, I know it's supposed to make landfall in what's called Big Bend, Florida, so that's several hours north of us. So praying for all those that will be affected in the storm surge. After 5 o'clock, things kind of started to die down here. Experienced from 11 to 5 was our high tide, and then also experiencing that flooding, etc. So things are starting to kind of recede a little bit, which is really good, but I know lots of people on the island, like I said, have been affected by the storm and experienced flooding in their homes, so my heart goes out to them. But this is kind of what it's like to experience a tropical storm in Florida. Typically just a very rainy day. You want to hunker down because you never know if you were to go out, if roads would become impassable or not, because I know several roads around me have become impassable. So it's been kind of a relaxing day, but taking a true Sabbath. So I'm just gonna end off this vlog here. Please like this video, comment down below what you know, or if you've ever experienced a hurricane or tropical storms in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my content. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.